This is it. This is the big live. It's really me. And it's really you. Hello and welcome. My computer's acting a little weird. The agenda today, as always with the lives, is to get some human beings on here and talk and chat. But you're the most important one, just little old you. Interact with the rest of us, including me. Jump into the top chat. If you're watching this video and it's an evergreen video, I leave them on my channel. You can't chat live, but right now, all of you can. It's exciting. What's on our agenda? Well, first and foremost, if you're new to this channel and you just happen to be tubing the Yube, and maybe you're a TikToker and you said, Jesus, TikTok's gone, I might as well go tube it. Welcome. We do things live here. Jump into the chat and ask some questions. Who the fuck am I? Oh, we can curse here too. It's not regular TV. I'm Danny, the self-proclaimed king of laundry, know a little something about the business. And I've been helping for almost 20 years people like you to get into it. And the proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the videos. I don't really keep track of numbers. I can't be bothered with that type of thing. It's not in my nature. But lots and lots of folks all over the universe. The agenda is you, your questions, your queries. Let me help you out. Whether you're brand new to this and you want to understand why it's free laundromat, well, that's simple. We don't give money for the business rights. We end up with hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of infrastructure for, say it with me, free. There's that word again. We're going to talk to Charles, who is about to do a huge thing. We're going to get our friend Rebecca on the phone and reach out to her future landlord's agent. We have been eking through her process. I pick on some people, some clients, some folks like you. And by pick on, I mean I bring you along. Everything I do, my God, is not live, nowhere near live, everything. So I pick on some folks, and they're very helpful to us to make sure that their story gets out there. Let me talk about this email. Whoo, I just got this email. So as I was prepping for the appropriate time to jump on here, this is always odd to me. You see, I have this business card and it's a silly course. And the silly course has been the same amount of dollars for 20 years. I don't see any need to charge you what other people now that are in this industry are charging, thousands and thousands of dollars. If you're interested and intrigued in the laundromat business, you should see by dipping your toe in the water if it's really for you, I believe. I want to help you do that. You shouldn't have to take out a loan. You should be able to get everybody's information, whether they're telling you to knock on doors and ask if a laundromat operator will sell you their failed shitty business, or do what I do or do what others do, or fuck up and build one from scratch. What I've always done with that silly course is provided you a refund the very moment that you get your laundromat for free. Now, I want to admit, most clients that I work with don't even notify me, and that's really why I started it. Think about it. Marketing genius, breaking my arm, patting myself on the back. Hey, gee whiz, how am I going to find out when somebody uses my silly course and nothing but they don't reach out, they don't email me, they don't consult with me, they don't have me call the landlords on their behalf, okay? We've all seen that. We're going to see that today, this early afternoon or evening, depending on where you are. We all know I provide that service. But these folks that just get the silly course, it's not really that silly. I mean, if you have it, let us know. Jump in the comments. Let's chop it up. Anything that comes across your mind. I want comments, feedback, discussion. I want to hear from you if you use it. Because I was finding out, gee whiz, Sam in California is one, I just said gee whiz, what the fuck? Sam is one of these people, Sam is one of these people in California that opened a store. I see a Facebook posting, hey, I just went 24 hours. And he's got a very unique last name. So this is 2013, I think. I'm looking at my Facebooks and I say, that guy's name sounds familiar. I look it up on my computer. Hey, he got the course a couple of years ago. This guy is a testimonial prodigy friend. I've done several videos with him. I think he's got 3 stores now all over LA County. Point being, he never reached out because he felt icky, like, gee, Danny's going to think I want my money back. It's just a method. I don't care about the course sale. It's a method for me to get involved with you. So this is the email I just opened. Dear sir, comma, I guess I'm sir. I have your course. I opened my laundromat with your teachings. It was free in Colorado. How do I get that tuition back? Question mark. Then he gives his full name, his email address, his home address, and then he writes laundromat address and gives me the laundromat address, which I looked up, and there's a whole bunch of information on the previous operators. Doesn't even say it's out of business. I don't know anything more. If you're watching, sir, jump in the comments. But do you see why this is funny to me? Sad to me? I would think I would get paragraphs upon paragraphs written from these folks. It's always like this. 3 sentences to be realistic. I prefer run-on sentence. 3 sentences. Danny, I love you. Your teachings are the gospel. I mean, help me out. I first found you on this date. I mean, come on. I'm not saying you have to be a wordsmith or a scholar, but help a brother out. I want to hear this. And I haven't written him back because I just read it, but I will write back. Here's my cell phone number. When I used to get these at first, I thought they were bullshitting me. I thought that these people were just trying to get their money back. Honest to God. Which, by the way, no one's ever asked for a refund of my course. That's available. That's absolutely no problem. So it would be a simple matter to, this is all bullshit. Try not to be an idiot. But they don't do that. So I was, we're skeptics, right? I'm not a glasses half empty guy. I'm kind of like fell off the table and broken 1,000 pieces. Vodka. Skull. But it's not the case. It's just that people are not wordy. A lot to get to. But mostly you. Rules of the road on Danny's channel here. If I was a techie, I'd probably figure out how to put it in the top chat. Rules of the road. If your name is SnickelFritz19 at YouTube, give us your name. If your name is in your YouTube name, I don't need it. But just give us your name, like, SnickelFritz19. Hey, this is Fred. I like your hair, Danny. How do I get a laundromat? Lots and lots to get to. Rebecca is truly a nurse. And I don't think she'll mind when we were going to get on the call. And she wrote, give me 15 minutes diarrhea situation over here. LOL. Don't anyone LOL. I texted back, too much TMI, too much information. Wash your hands. She said, patience, not my own. Even worse, I wrote. Kill shot. Oh my God, I did think it was her pooping. Whew. Hold on, Rebecca. We'll get to you. We will get to you.
Hey, Danny.
This is very, very exciting.
Yeah,
It's very exciting.
it's happening. Things are happening.
My thought currently is very different from yours. When I
Okay.
hear the exuberance, the excitement, hey, you're about to pull the trigger on a bunch of equipment,
Yeah.
you're telling us, it's scary. And I'm thinking, what's the alternative?
Right.
The alternative is, remind me, how old are you?
5-0, man, on a big 5-0.
Good for you. At 50 years old, look, man, well, people don't know where you're at. So briefly, what happened and what's happening and what are you doing? Leave the names
Yeah,
out
sure,
of it.
sure. Yeah, no, that's cool. So, no, I mean, obviously, I hired you to help me negotiate a lease on a property. I scouted for about a year. We called a bunch of landlords. We finally found a good opportunity on a kind of a closed zombie mat that just been closed for maybe a year. And yeah, we negotiated an awesome lease with some great abatement and favorable terms. And we signed the lease in October. There's some construction stuff, ended up being a little bit more construction than anticipated, but it took me like a month to let the landlord do the stuff they had to do before I could even get in there. And in the meantime, we've been negotiating with distributors on equipment and stuff, beating them up back and forth based on the advice that you provide on your channel and obviously your course as well. And that's been a big help. And now we're finally to the end of the line with that, where I'm about to sign on the equipment with, I think, the most favorable rates and terms I could possibly squeeze out of everybody. And we've got some of the construction stuff done. We'll finish that up, and I'm hoping to be in there opening doors like early March 1st, hopefully, or soon thereafter.
Yeah, and full disclosure, half a point is what you're getting, and at if my record stands as perfect at 0, that's one thing, but half a point, and then today, what you texted me today is what's the new rub? Is that it's 10 years, so that's great.
Yeah, no, it's good. I just, I know, like, sometimes you talk with the 7 years on the, kind of the depreciation schedule. Be great if the loan lined up perfectly with that, and obviously we can, if the cash flow is there, we'll pay it down sooner. Based, if we choose to do so. But the other beautiful thing too with the 10 years, my payment's lower, but I also was able to squeeze one of these equipment guys to give me a 10-year warranty on the parts.
Yeah.
So I know that no matter what, I've got, my parts covered for the term of the loan.
That's awesome. Yeah, man. And
it started out as 5, and I got him to double it. Yeah.
Hell yeah. You have to ask. That's all.
Yeah.
And now, no, make sure there's no early termination fees.
Right. No, I cleared all that. Yep.
Good. So pay it off in 3. It's up to you. You have that ability.
Yeah, exactly.
It's exciting, man.
Yeah, it's just
big store.
Yeah, no, it's super exciting.
Big store, more money.
Yep. Yeah, we should do well. I mean, all the again, I've crunched the numbers every which way but sideways, right? Like, you look at turns per day, you look at demographics, and I think even if I operate this thing as a terrible operator, which I'm not going to do, I mean, the thing's still going to make money, which is crazy. Like, I almost can't believe. Like, I was like, are these numbers real? And I'm like, man, if I actually do good, I'm going to crush it. But it's my first one, so I'm a little nervous. Like, hey, it's a big loan. What if I suck and nobody shows up? But again, I mean, I'm not that worried about that stuff. I've got all your advice and, just following your program. And again, I think
there's no guarantees. And but at the end of the day, when I put something in writing, you know me, I'm not a motivational speaker. And I think it was pretty good what I wrote. Here, hold on. I want to read it because it's pretty good. You said you're a bit nervous. And I said, those nerves are what keep people from substantial wealth. That
Yep.
hard job becomes the easy thing. And
Yeah.
it's real. I've had people in my experience, which is not that vast, but I've had people that are handed this brilliant lease. They're working with me. They see the silly course. We consult on the phone, the whole deal. It's always pretty much been the same. And I get emails. I just answered one today. A guy in Canada. He probably knows who he is. He's probably here on this live. Hey, do I have to get this course? He put the dollar. You do have to spend this much in order to hire you? Yeah. And I don't send a long email. It's like, well, what's the alternative? You want to get on the telephone and ask me 1.3 million questions? Should you have a card or a coin? Should you do, what about vending? You know what I mean. So I just wrote back and I said, yeah. And he writes back, yeah, all right, I got it. Good, you're on your way. Consult on the phone? Well, that's baked into the cake. That's sort of like me vetting you is what it really is. And you understand that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So then those people, they get the thing that they want and they have this lease and I don't hear from them again. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Now, again,
yeah, I mean, again, it's when stuff gets real, man. Like I said, either you step up and move forward, or you go hide away, I guess, and let fear take over.
Now, if I was a piece of shit, I'd be over here rooting for this and telling you to do that and cheerleading for that and saying things like what I really feel because of the position that you and good clients are in. No one's asking you to put your life or limb at jeopardy here. These fears that grip people, I never dealt with that. I think I always saw, and I don't want to use the buzzwords like opportunity, but I always saw a business deal as the only way. Well, if I don't do this, if I don't buy this 10 ounces of gold and it goes up, what am I going to feel? And never the fear that it's going to go down or sideways or stay stagnant. You know what I mean? It's just, I got the money.
Yeah.
Where do you get the money from? What about this? What are you really doing? You're putting pen to paper. That's it. You're putting pen to paper. And it's going to come back to you in the form of wealth. That's all. And the alternative is you're going to be going to the job every day and thinking, you know what? I'm happy. This is great. This is what I really wanted. I'm going to do this until I die.
Yeah.
I think that the alternatives are obvious. Where are you, at Chuck E. Cheese? What the hell are you doing?
I'm actually at the Olive Garden.
Jesus.
My kid works here, so I came here to see her.
Oh,
I don't
shit.
really I'm not crazy about the food, though. Yeah.
I get bottomless. Well, dude, I'm Italian. I'm not going near fucking Olive Garden, but
Dude, it kills me. I know, me too.
I get bottomless free. What is it? Breadsticks, right?
Yeah.
You get free breadsticks. You don't even have to pay. I still wouldn't go there. What's your kid's name?
Skylar. Yeah, she's in college. This is a little college job, so she's working tonight. So
very cute. Well, go Skylar. Yeah. All right, man.
Yeah, man. So
I'll let you go. And like I said, I'm proud of you. It's a good thing, and we're gonna stay up your ass and follow you and follow through. And you can get what state's your store in?
It's in Ohio.
We know that. All right. Bye. Go,
cool,
Skylar.
Bye.
Give her a tip. Man. Bye. That's the way it works here, kids. We just do the fun things. And Rebecca tells me diarrhea is over with. Well, there's what all the comments are going to be about, of course. Let's get the chat going. And how do I do a goal? Teal and higher, 30 minutes. All right. $5 super chats. That's the goal, you guys. I don't know why, but YouTube tells me to do that, and they get excited, and then they'll tell more people about it. I'm going to put some X's across the bottom. The way that I do that, just to note for myself in the top chat. If you're watching this YouTube video, the top chat is here. Peter says hello. Hi, Peter. Let's get those laundry questions. That's me. That's silly. Try not to be an idiot. Kevin says hello. A Kevin and a Peter. Hi. Hi. Wow, I actually got into a live, says, oh boy, SSJ Snake. Marta, hi Danny. Marta, what up? Marta, yes, Peter Johansson. If you don't get tenant improvement money, you go for sub $1 per square foot, right? Do you also go for 18 months rent? Bro, we go for all of it. You see, what's funny about your query, why would we say, oh, you're not going to give me this, so I want that? We want all of it. We don't know. I field emails and questions all of the time. In the chat, on my Instagram, yes, follow King of Laundry. We have a lot of fun on Instagram. How much does it cost to do this? And I say nothing. For those of us who've done it dozens of times, it starts to become a game. I will not spend money opening another laundromat. I will pick and choose the landlords that have, and some of you on here are like, what's TI? Something you've never heard of. What's rent abatement? Something you've never heard of. So first and foremost, and you've heard me, Peter, on lives, literally first conversation, I say, do you have any money? Meaning the landlord. It's easier to ask that. You don't hear me ask landlords if they have any money. I ask their third party, management company, realtors. I say, do you have any money? Meaning the group. Yeah, he's not going to spend it. Okay. Then we push everything up. If no 2x, then y shall become greater. It's my mathematical equation. But to begin with, it's not if you don't get it. If you don't ask for any of it, you get nothing. And like I've said, if you don't ask for anything, you'll get nothing. Nick says, hello all. Hi. Daniel says he made it again. Hello, Daniel. Muhammad is excited because he got in on the live. Yes. Hey, Danny. Hello. Stephen Hines, which might or might not, may or may not, could or couldn't be, might not be his name. But Stephen says he's a new guy and he wants to get started. Everybody tell Stephen what to do. Those of you who are old pros who are involved in this, and folks like Charles and or Rebecca, everyone's in flux. I find that some of my clients, my prodigies who have done this, are doing it, are in here just sitting quietly. We'll jump up and tell Stephen what to do. It's not going to come from me. Jim Anderson, Mr. Anderson, how long does it take for a laundromat operator that paid to build the infrastructure to realize they aren't going to make the money and are willing to let someone take it over? End of their lease? Question mark. Question in two parts. I'm sorry, I feel badly almost for laughing, Jim. The first thing they must do is run out of money. The preponderance of individuals that build laundromats from scratch have it like that. They've got money. They're 50 plus years old. They've lived a life. They have some nest egg. Maybe they're 30 plus years old and their gram passed and left them $500,000. And instead of going to Vegas, putting it in an S&P or a 401k, they decide to start a business. I'm a small voice, kids, a very small voice. It's not intentional. I spend no money on adverts. I don't give YouTube a penny. I would never will. I don't see a need for it. I'm not here to make money at all. That'll make sense to those of you that know me. So this small voice isn't being heard. When you go online and Google how to do a laundry thing, the distributors will be the first ones you see. Here's how to do it. Here's turns per day. Here's how much it costs. And they'll take grandma's hard-earned money. Greatest generation. They'll build you a store, sell you a store. To answer your question in two parts. How long does it take for them to figure out? Well, it's different. Most of these takeovers are second, third, fourth. Now, that's a very specific question, so it makes me, and/or general, it makes me think you're not looking at one store and waiting for the guy, because why would you? Why would you wait for that guy? What, did he just open a store and you want it? Put that out of your mind. That's going to be X amount of time, energy, effort. That timeline has nothing to do with us. Get out and scout, Jim. Have you seen the course? And if you have, if you've scouted, you'll see there's tons and tons of these places in the shit repair. End of their lease, question mark? No. No. That's not, and we never know. You see someone with a cane and an eye patch and they're wheeling around goddamn oxygen, end of life. It's pretty close, Grandpa, circling the drain, right? We can see that with our own eyes. No spring chicken. They don't have a Flava Flav clock hanging around their neck that's zinging backwards, but you can tell by the signs. When you go into a laundromat, those signs are just as simple. This place is a shithole. The equipment's all broken, out of order. This, it's all in the course. All the indications of failure are there. There won't be a clock on the wall ticking backward to the moment that their lease is up. You know who's going to tell us? The landlord or their agent. Casey says, I have the course and we've consulted. Hi, Casey. I was en route to my son's b-ball game and scouted a store on the way, prepping to close on the dirt we talked about soon. Very nice, Casey. Very nice. If we have consulted, that means you have my number. So if, Casey, and this goes for anyone who's ever consulted with me, if you have any little questions that I can help with, I'm not just a lease negotiator on your behalf. Text me. Hey, this doesn't look right. Contract. If you know plenty about real estate, you can probably school me. But if you need anything, don't hesitate. It goes for all ears. And if you are buying the dirt, don't pay for the laundromat business. It's still a free laundromat. I'll be happy. My acronyms will live on. Frank says, thanks for the information. 3 laundries down, 7 to go. Frank, small town laundry guy. Frank, are you telling me that you have 3 free laundromats? Frank, are you one of these guys that hasn't sent me an email? Send me an email. Danny@freelaundromat.com. Nick says, 10-year warranty, GOAT. Peter says, 10-year warranty on the equipment is great. It is. Very, very good. Very good. All right. Rebecca time. Diarrhea questions and all. Subscribe. Do it.
Hello, Mr. D'Angelo.
I don't want to hear it. I don't even want to. I'm gonna envision it. I don't want to hear it. Even the word diarrhea. And yes, I thought it was your diarrhea. I thought it was you.
Why would I write that?
I don't know. You're very, people want to befriend me. I
I'm
figured.
not trying to be close like that.
And then you tell me it's bedpans, and I don't. No, no, thank you.
No problem.
All right, let's. How do you feel? And you know me, the waiting is the hardest part, but it's also it's one of the cornerstones, one of the pillars, one of the monkeys in the
Hmm.
wrench. When it comes,
Or what Tom Petty says, the waiting is the hardest part. Is that what you're talking about?
I'm not singing, but yes. Now,
Okay.
that being said, how do you personally feel about the waiting moments?
I honestly don't have a problem with this waiting that I'm doing regarding this lease because in the back of my mind, I'm thinking that it's not a doable deal. So maybe that's more negative thinking, but I'm not losing sleep about it. I honestly am thinking to myself, like, oh, Tuesday's tomorrow. I want to get Danny back on the phone tomorrow because I have other people that are kind of, in your terminology, dangling participles. Like, I want to be following up with these other people because I'm not just going to stop at one store. So,
Good.
if that answers your question, I'm not
Sure.
concerned about this place.
Well, and that's the way you feel now because you had that moment where I said, "Okay, you're very close to a deal, but they're writing their, we've given them our letter of intent and they ignore it." That's usually the hard part for folks. And then I tell you, we're going to wait. But you've
Yeah.
experienced what that wait does for you. So now you know. And it's like, aha, when they write back
Hmm.
and say, gee whiz, did you want to respond? And so we went from 3 months to no deposit. Then we needed HVAC. And look, your store,
Hmm.
I want you to know, it could be just fine with 10 tons of air conditioning, right?
10
Uh,
tons? He's offering 4.
yeah, 4 tons plus six, right? No, 4 to 6.
I think you're asking for 6, and he said they could do 4. So now he's saying if you want 6, then maybe pay monthly for the difference in the cost of the
Right,
two.
right. It's too. You can tell I have a lot of deals swishing in my head.
Yeah,
But
that's okay.
when at first they said first of the year, now
Hmm.
January's all but gone. Yeah, a 4 ton will be 10K, and we got HVAC people probably on here, right? We're looking at everything upgraded electric. We're going to get all of this in writing, and
Hmm.
6 tons would be 17,000
1,000.
because of the now we know we're at the lowest plausible rent, and they started with no money. We're not going to spend on anything. If you want to add anything over the 4 tons, it has to be paid by the tenant. I can suggest to the landlord to I can suggest to amortize. So he's not saying yet that they will. That's very smartly leaving that open.
Yep.
What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, are
Good.
you telling me that 4 ton is acceptable, or what are we trying to do with this phone call?
Here's what
Get him
you
to
yeah,
acquiesce to 6?
here's what you don't know. An air conditioning unit in a space this big, if it was just about any other business, would work. You're selling
Hmm.
beads, you're running a nail salon, you have an ice cream parlor. But you've heard me say this, the unique scenario with a laundry, we've got all these dryers in there that create all this heat. And on top of
Yep.
that, we've got all these washers that throw tons of moisture in the air. People don't realize AC units remove moisture. You know the little drippy thing
Yeah.
outside your house that drips when the air is running?
Hmm.
That's removing the moisture from your living space. So those are the two jobs. And laundromats now, when you do a 6 ton unit, you're not going to have to deal with it because they're not going to warrant it. So then he hits you with the $116 a month. So you're relying on me. Would 4 tons work? Yeah, but you wouldn't be happy.
Yeah.
So he's kind of smartly leaving it open to, well, we could amortize it. So I think that this call is just all other things being equal. Yes,
Mhm.
let's move forward. And we want to see in writing what this is going to cost, et cetera, so on.
Okay. We won't address any of my other issues until future phone calls.
Well, what
We're
issues,
just
what
gonna,
other issues do you have?
oh, all those other ones in blue, obviously security deposit that will hit with them later on. I
Yeah,
understand
we
that.
haven't even seen that yet.
Yeah. So I don't think there's anything else really to discuss because this seems to be the sticking point right now.
Yeah, and this is the way the game is played. And look, we could email him that we want him to do this thing. And I don't do this for the YouTubes. I do this with everybody. I want to be able to hear what is said. And it also gives me the opportunity to not make this sound like it's a big deal. It's not a big deal. So
Okay.
we're doing the thing. Let's do that. But look, we trust you, but we want to see all this shit in writing.
Mm-hmm. Basically amend the lease that you already gave us.
Yeah.
Stating
Well,
with this.
he could drop an addendum on it. And you've seen the entire lease. And the only big thing is that that deposit needs to go away.
Yeah, I mean, there's other smaller ancillary things like signage. There's actually signage from the previous laundromat that's sitting in the laundromat,
Yeah.
in
yeah.
addition to signage from another business upstairs. So,
Yeah, you can reuse the part that says laundry and ditch the other. Abatement. I mean, yeah, you've got that abatement 3 months post install. Genius. This is how you get rich.
let's get rich.
Well, I'm not going to get rich.
I mean, you're already rich.
I'm already rich. I'm rich in many ways. All right. I'm looking at his name and his cellular phone number.
Yeah, that's the one.
All right, stand by. Now you better subscribe. This is the big moment.
How you doing, Danny?
Never felt better. Never had more.
Yeah, congratulations.
Hold on. I got to hang up on this. Hold on. Sorry about that. So,
No problem.
air conditioning. Look, I trust you like the brother I've never met, but if we can put all this, I just want to make sure that everything's, we see all the receipts for everything because,
Yes.
I mean, if I'm hiring my cousin to do this kind of work, it's different than some
No, I tell you,
preposterous.
this landlord is pretty ethical. He's not the
No, yeah,
type of the
sure.
person. Go. I assure you. I mean, I would accept this if I was talking about some other person, but this guy he has proven that he's not like that at all. He's
Good.
gonna give us He's gonna give us the right invoice. And I was on the call with his AC guy when we were talking anyway. So
And he probably understood. And I'm not going to educate you on this, but I always thought air conditioning just cools the air, but it also removes the moisture from the air. So what do laundromats do? Our dryers throw heat in the air, and the washers put tons of moisture in the air. So no matter how humid it is outside, the way your home air conditioner, there's that little piece of PVC that drips outside. That's all the moisture being removed from your living space. And ours are rocking because, AC units, it's very hard for them to keep up with laundromats. Your HVAC guy probably knew that.
yeah, no, I mean, obviously he wanted the job, so he's pushing
Yeah.
for it.
Well, let's squeeze him as much as possible. And
no, we did. I mean, he's probably the best price. He got 3 codes. and this was probably best price. Now you never know when they come in what else they want, but
Yeah.
he looked at it. I'll ask for a new code to make sure that we are on the same page. How many tons do you think you need? Like at the end, you want a 6 or
Yeah.
7?
Well, but that's the thing. Normally, if it goes from 4 to 6 or 6 to 7, it'll be the same price, if you know what I mean, because he can do a 7-ton unit. I don't know how these things work. And then
Yeah.
every
So
year they
okay.
change the regulations and whatever else. If it's a larger one, we're not afraid to pay the bill, if that's your question. So whatever we can
Yeah.
get.
So good. The larger we get, the better it is.
Correct.
So you're okay with me proposing for you to pay over the 4 ton the cost over the 5 years or something? You're
Yes.
okay with that?
Let's do it.
Okay. So I'm gonna work on that. I'm not gonna tell him. I'm gonna make sure to get a quote first before I propose this to make sure that you guys are
Good.
protected.
It makes sense because we're asking for more tonnage, and 4 would
Yeah.
work for an optometrist. It's not going to work for us.
No, I understand. I agree with you. It needs at least a 6 or 7. So we're gonna push for 7.
Yeah.
If the price is $1,000 more than a 6, it's better to get a 7.
Yeah.
You know, whatever it
Good.
is.
Let me know.
I'll,
Send me a
I'll
text.
7. We need a code for 7.
Yeah.
All right, I'll let you know.
Thanks,
No
buddy.
problem. You
Ciao.
got it. Thank you. Ciao.
Nice guy.
Perfect.
Always. The landlord is ethical. Well, it's funny because I always think everybody's ethical. I really do. Especially, I'm serious.
I think his experience tells him otherwise.
Yeah, maybe I'm naive, but I when somebody says to tell you the truth 50 times, I start to wonder, like, why you keep saying that? Just tell me the truth. But, I'm serious. I always think, oh, well, gee whiz, that's why I want the shit in writing. When you show us what you're paying for everything, unless it's your nephew, then we're golden. And you know what I mean? 2 5-ton units, they have to get a crane there, right, for instance. And the crane costs by the hour. So the crane can put 1 5-ton unit on your roof, and in the same hour, they can put another 5-ton unit. To them, they don't give a shit. So that's, for instance, where your $150 for the crane operator for the hour is done either way. It's not going to be $300 because you want more tonnage.
Right.
We're getting closer.
Sounds great.
It is great. You want to stay on and get rid of these people that are asking questions?
Sure.
I know you love it. Ben says, Donnie D. Hello, Ben. What's a prodigy? Asks.
We're waiting for a, what's your client in Long Island that says Donnie D, Danny D?
Well, this is not him. That's Ben. Oh my God.
I know. We're waiting for a video about you going out there and visiting him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Hender. It's coming. Yell at Eric. Tell Eric to get on his shit because my videographer crew, and I can't just drop all the good stuff all at once. Wade says, what's a prodigy? Wade, are you being a dick because you're a prodigy? It's my sort of hodgepodge for people. You are a prodigy. Rebecca is a future prodigy. It's just what I call the peeps that do this through me with my help. I know it's not exactly the right way to say it. Peter says, Steven should buy the silly course. Marta says, get the silly course, Steven. They're spelling his name properly. This guy's name is Juice. Hi, Danny. Would you advise gathering zoning and planning information from the town, county for the length of the lease or longer as part of due diligence? What the fuck are you talking about? I wouldn't advise talking to the town, county at any point because you're just going to open a can of worms. We go after stores that already have infrastructure, and we let the distributor who installs the equipment deal with the minutia. Now, let me ask you, Juice, whatever your name is, if you're going to put a new washer in your house, do you call the city or do you just replace the washer? Yeah, better to ask for forgiveness. True story. Call me an idiot.
Try not to be an idiot.
What? Stephen Hines is my name, he says. Eric in New Jersey says, I love it when I make a live on my 4th rewatch of the course. Dude, cut it out with the 4th rewatch, Eric. Send me an email. Let's get this done. Wade says 3 months
on a call.
post. Sorry, what?
Get on a call.
Get on a call. Totally up to you. Listen to Rebecca. Kill shot. That wasn't me. Wade says 3 months post grand opening is the way to go from what I hear. Wade, you're being so, you should just give your whole story, Wade, before you say something. Allie says, hey, Danny, it's Ali. I scouted a couple ready for the calls. Good for you. Lee Martin. I like Lee Marvin. Spiritual Energy 2025 starting off good. Woo woo. Tell the nurse congrats. That's you. Stay focused
Thank
and
you.
get the money.
I haven't released yet,
Yes.
so
Small announcement, especially for those of you who are on here. I'm off to the SHOT Show supporting my daughter, Daniela. We're going to be in Vegas. So unless we make a very early morning call tomorrow, I'm going to have to piss you guys off. But it's part of what I do. What else, Rebecca?
I don't know. Do you want to call somebody else?
No, I don't want to call anybody else. I'm hanging up on you.
Okay.
I don't feel good.
Okay, go get some rest.
Bye. Diarrhea.
Bye.
All right, kids and folks at home, jump into the comments, not here, but in the real actual video. God bless America. God bless each and every one of you. I'm just here helping people to do this thing with the small stuff and the big stuff and everything in between. I'm a giver. Someone said that my heart really wants to make sure that you do this correctly. But I want to say that my soul is in the hatred for the people that don't give a shit how you do it. There are plenty of people out there that want you to go buy a laundromat, build a laundromat, buy the equipment for double what it's worth. They're out there, guys. That's what we're used to. We're used to people trying to stick it in and break it off. Don't beware. The greatest compliment I can get is you're real, Danny. I can tell. It's all I know. I have enough money not to be real, but to be eccentric. Go comment on the video. Ciao, kids.